It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. He asked this one, and this is where I wanted to go with you, Darren, is like, where are we going on Turf's Up? Where's the future? Where are we headed? I know we're headed for big things, but where are we going? What are we doing with this thing?
You might like this, right? So what are we becoming? Like, what are we really? What is Turf's Up Radio really?
You know what it reminds me of? And you know, God bless us if we get there, but I listen to the Meat Eater podcast a whole lot with Steve Ranella. And actually, I listen to it because I'm an outdoorsman, but I find I listen to it more than other business podcasts because he's such a damn good host. He has a great way of coming across to the layman, being funny and serious and getting a point across and having just like a goofy, like redneck but articulate way of getting to a point. And I just always appreciate how.
What's his name?
Steve Ranella, Meat Eater podcast.
Okay.
And so he's not even the CEO of Meat Eater. Like, it's his company. He started it, but he got bought out. He's still there. They just basically like bought in, put a CEO in so that he doesn't have to try to run the business. He just gets to be the talent, right? He gets to be the face of the company, but he doesn't have to be a CEO operator, which is,
right.
As I grow and expand, I'm like, man, that's brilliant. Like, I love that ability to do that. But I listen to that podcast a whole lot because he's such a good show host, and highly recommend, by the way. And Meat Eater is buying up other podcasts and starting up other podcasts with other guys in the outdoors industry. But so there's the Meat Eater podcast, like the flagship podcast, but then they have all these other podcasts with other show hosts that are just different focal points. They have one podcast that's dedicated to gear, one podcast that's dedicated to like historical storytelling about like outlaws and other outdoorsy stuff, right? And one that's dedicated to talking about like just 20-minute quick podcast about outdoors issues in the law and like different bills that are going through. And if you're an outdoorsman, you should call your congressman and like make sure that your congressman knows this is what outdoors people want. So they have this like stream of podcasts, and Turf's Up Radio kind of reminds me of that. We have a bunch of different show hosts. We all have a similar audience per se, but a bunch of different angles at it.
Well, that's true, and that was our goal, right? That was our goal, and obviously people love the fact that we're live, and we just got invited. We get invited to shows all the time. I get phone calls, and that's what you talk about, highs and lows. I love when I call like an organization up and I tell them I'm Darren from Turf's Up Radio. Hey, Darren, how you doing? Oh my God, we're so excited that you're calling, and we want you to, what are you thinking? I'm like, well, we like to broadcast live at your. Oh yeah, we would love you to come here. What do you need? What can we do for you? I mean, that's happening. That's the high. That's what's really cool. People really know we exist, and they love that we've been around for a long time. As a matter of fact, we're going to be at the Florida Pest Management Association here in Fort Lauderdale. Beth Berry and I are going to be there Tuesday and Wednesday covering it live. And the person that got involved that I called, she's like, Darren, you don't remember me? I remember you 10 years ago. We were at this place. You were interviewing the president of this association. I'm like, really? I'm like, that was amazing. So that's kind of stuff. It's cool. So yeah. So I love what he's doing. He's smart. Right? Like, that's what we're doing. We want you put people together in one place, and then you don't have to, it makes it easier for the listener to find the content that they want. But there's more to it than that. Hit me with it. Well, think about it. So what we're doing is, what's really cool about this is why the magazines are scared of us. Just so you know, I'm gonna let something loose out of the bag here. This is why they're scared of us. They should have partnered with us. We went after Lawn and Landscape magazine for years. Brian Horn, Dave, I know them, and I begged them. I said, let's do something together we can tell our listeners to go to your magazine and to read stuff. You feed us some news, we'll feed them back to you. It'll be a good marriage. They want to know part of it at all because they feel like we're a threat. Well, now we're a threat.
It's so funny. People get scared of that. Like, oh, you want to work together, but you want to work together because you're in the same space, which means you're going to take some of my pie, and rather than growing the pie, I just want to protect my little share of it, which is just a total scarcity mindset.
I think it's stupid. And Landscape Management magazine, I know Craig, I know the guys up there too, and they keep telling me It's like feeding me little crumbs. When I was at Equip Expo, I gave up on them a long time ago. I like them. I have no problem with the people that are there. I don't dislike them. I just don't like being, the smoke being blown up my ass. Oh, we're going to do something with you, Darren. We're going to work with you. I'm like, I really don't care. We're going to get to the point where, because where you're going to want to be part of us. And I just want to bring everybody with us. That's all. I want us to all work together. So finally, what we're doing is we're positioning ourselves, and because we are giving great content, we're Switzerland. These magazines, they won't partner with each other. That's for sure. Right.
Oh, hell no.
So they're going to fight with each other, but we don't fight with anybody. And we don't offer exclusivity to everybody. If you don't align with our business model, we're not interested, because it's our responsibility to bring the best to our listeners. That's all. We're not going to be, I'm not saying Rainbird's better than Hunter or better than K-Rain or or anything like that. We're going to say, here is everybody, you choose. Mm-hmm. Landscape management, they're not going to do that. They're going to be dedicated. They're going to be exclusive. They're going to offer exclusivity maybe not in that regard.
Which is maybe best for the vendor, but isn't best for the listener, right? Or isn't best for the reader, right? So they're very profit motivated, right? That maybe that's a way for them to generate more profit. They can sell it for more if they offer exclusivity, but it's not in the best interest of the audience.
No, and even like this, you got Adam Linneman, who does Profit First for landscapers, and you got Wayne Bowles, who does Profit Time, and they both are offering good lessons for profit. And guess what? You guys get to choose who you like to listen to. And Wayne Bowles he's got a great show. He's got a great listenership, and he does amazingly. He's right up there with you in your podcast on people that re-listen. They listen to him live. We really want to get more people to listen live to our live broadcast if we can. I know people are working; it's hard. You're getting a lot of phone calls and stuff like that. But but you got an alternative. Why wouldn't you not offer alternative option? And that's what we're going to stick to. So what we're looking at is we're starting to realize that not only are we're offering great information, but we're offering a great spot for people to do advertising, to get in front of them. So we're really looking at becoming a real full-fledged marketing company.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one, or check out this one, and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.